Hey everybody, welcome to the That's What He Said podcast. We're very excited to be here. I've got the crew with me. What's up, crew?
Yeah. We in the house.
But I think that being a black man and successful right now,
let's talk the truth.
that, like Don was just saying, like you're going to be guilty even before you're even proven innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Black men are going to be like double guilty. Like I know people that were like, I'm not watching Creed no more. He's not going to be a part of this.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like this ended it for me. Like even allegedly, even if he comes out that none of the stuff even happened, the opportunity or whatever, even the situation has already turned people's minds. And unfortunately, that's how a lot of black men are treated today.
You know what? That says a lot. Johnny Depp is not a black male. But what I will say is his posture through that trial,
man.
Yeah, for real.
I know how I get. You're not finna spew and mess up my name. You done ruin contracts. You done mess with my livelihood, and I have to sit there and face you calmly. Mm-hmm. Oh no, we got some words, some very colorful language is finna be exchanged.
That's what Sam was just talking about, though. How do you keep your posture?
Come on.
When people have done you wrong.
And he was in court. He has lost Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yep, it's no longer part of the franchise.
$1 billion contract. $1 billion. I've only counted $1 million in my lifetime from working at the bank. It took me 3 hours to count it. $1 billion of my money?
That's gonna take some days.
Because you upset. You like, well, he did this to me. He hurt me, and immediately you knew the words to say to get me canceled. Lose all my contracts. Now I'm here in court trying to get it back. You know you did me wrong. Mm-hmm. I know you did me wrong.
Right.
But I gotta wait for somebody else to say it, and I gotta keep a composure.
Yeah.
Because if I wild out, then that's gonna prove your words, your false words are true. Mm-hmm. I can't imagine him. He's sitting there. Because I've been up the wall. Y'all would have thought in the extras. I've been crawling all over the place.
My posture would not be something you model after.
Right.
It would have been some furniture moving.
And they live on TikTok with it.
Man, it was on CNN. It was everywhere. And you have to sit there, calm, cool, and collected. Folks dogging you out, telling you how much of a terrible person you are, and you know in your mind, I have not done this.
Objection, hearsay.
That's why I don't understand. I don't understand Jesus in that aspect. You're not stabbing me on no wooden tree.
No.
I'm coming down. It's time to scrap. Come on.
He didn't say
Michael, Gabriel.
He didn't say one word. That's what I was. He didn't say no words.
He didn't say anything.
He just
took it.
Just took it. No words. Nothing.
It's powerful.
Just okay.
But
No comeback. No nothing.
A part of that's because he already knew the end result.
Ooh.
That is true.
Woo. One more time.
He already like. There's nothing you can do, say. There's nothing you can prove. I don't care who you know. I don't care what your weapon is made of. I don't care what you think you got to do right now. The end is already. His posture. See, his posture on the cross is a result of victory. Because when you know you see your attitude,
there you go,
and your belief is totally different when you know the end.
Woo!
It's totally different. If I know all the answers to okay, I'll give you an example. At any given point in time, at any given day, I'll hide my wife's phone. Right? I'm just that smooth. Right? I'll hide it. Then what I do down is I'll say you sorry. So she's like, what I gotta say I'm sorry for?
I'm glad this is being documented.
I mean, just say you sorry. She say you sorry. And I say, okay. Then she go looking for her phone. See, I'm getting what I want from her because I already know the end result. Right? I want to hear an apology. Right? So I hit the phone, so she looked at the phone. But see, when you know the end result, your attitude is totally different. You calm. If I know all the answers to the test, and I already studied, I already got this going on. I'm in school, and I'm like, man, where the test at?
Right.
My whole posture is in expectancy. Yeah. I have an expected end.
Wow, yeah.
Oh, that's the piece.
Because I know what he has for me. So that's why sometimes it's so confusing. We get so tied up, and I know that, like I said, we make our problems big, and oh, how I'm gonna take care of this, or we don't have money for this, or we don't have. But it's like, do you know you won already, or are you just looking at what you already conquered?
Winning mindset.
Are you looking at? Are you looking at the problem, or are you looking at the posture?
Right.
No, that's real.
Right.
That's why they tell us to always pray from a position of expectancy or a different posture. They do. Pastors have talked about it. Like, that's why, when you come to Hand of God Ministries, as I mentioned, you'll see the culture change. But we don't have people praying that God's going to please and rain down and pour on us and please visit us and see us and please bless us or please heal us or please do it for us, because we're already expecting. So we are already, like, hands are raised from a place of expectancy. Like, I know it's going to happen. I'm just here to receive it.
It's a matter of when.
Yeah, my language just changed because of the freedom.
Yeah.
I expect differently. I talk differently.
Man, you hit the nail on the head. I think a lot of times we forget we serve the God out of time.
Yep, there we go. He doesn't live in time.
We don't trust the fact that He's the creator, that He's already going to supply it.
Yeah.
And I think we forget that He's going to supply it. So I had an experience in my much earlier years. I thought I was the big dog trying to be a believer. So I was like, Lord, I'm going to just trust you, because I'm, I was living on my own. I need some food. So I had like 3 cans of corn. Knowing I could just ask somebody, can you help me? But no, I want to be the big dog. I'm trying to recreate the wheel, the miracle. So it's Sunday night. 7 o'clock. I am starving. And I'm crying on the floor like, why I ain't ask somebody at church? And my homeboy knocked on my door and was like, we just ordered some pizza. And I want to know if you wanted some. I cried like a baby. Not because of the fact of, oh, he heard me, but the fact of, I know we got the God of much.
Yeah.
And that all the things that we want, the answers we need are already available. It's just us asking and going to seek and get it.
Yeah.
Acting like we know how to act. I know our parents have told us that, why you acting out of character? You know how you need to act. We know how we need to act with God.
Yeah.
We ain't gotta play this game.
No, you don't.
That's good, man.
You really don't. Closed mouth is what? The
Don't get
closed
fed.
destiny, they don't get
Don't
fed.
get fed.
Blessing came knocking on his door.
Pizza. We just had pizza.
To this day, I tell my boy Antoine, he the thing was, he got mad because he's like, why didn't you say something?
Exactly.
It would have been there. I'm like, man, I'm trying to prove a point to a false doctrine. I'm trying to do something that's, no, man, you acting out of pocket.
Yeah.
And so it taught me, like, hey, you can't just ask. It's there. Don't be so caught up in, I need it to fall from the sky, bust through my window. No, bro, that's not how it works.
Yeah, asking is big though. They talk about that in marriage counseling.
Oh,
we're all married, by the way. Podcast people out there.
Yeah. Marriage squad.
Wait.
Marriage squad.
This is a low roar.
It's like
How long you been married, Leah?
almost 2 years.
What about you, Dom?
I'll be going on 7.
Let's go.
Jesus
Completion.
Christ.
Almost 15.
Let's go.
Wow, man. Let's
Let me
go.
finish.
Marriage.
Let's go.
Marriage.
Marriage.
Man. Marriage is a posture check daily.
Oh, man.
Yeah. That's what I was saying.
We don't have
Because
time.
don't even start. Don't even
Do that
start.
one.
And that's what I was saying
you.
because not saying anything. They talk about that in marriage counseling. Like, you can't expect your spouse to know what you're dealing with or what's going on, or to mind read if you don't communicate. And I think that's the same way when it comes to working in ministry or just being around people or family members or having a relationship with anybody. Like, no one can read minds, I'm sure. But
Professor X is not here.
It's not been proven.
He's not here.
Yes.
Allegedly.
He's not here. If he is, the
But-
lottery numbers are.
Allegedly, right? But we have to, what do they say, humble ourselves to be able to receive. And that's big in marriage. I just wanted to put that out there. I'm not saying that. That's a marriage down the street. I'm not talking about mine. Nobody in this room. Me. That's down the street. But yeah.
So I found this quote that says, humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less.
Oh.
C.S. Lewis. right? And so when
Yeah.
we're talking about marriage, like, yeah, like serving each other, right? Like, I mean, paying attention to one another. Kind of like what we were talking about yesterday, the other day on the phone. We don't talk to each other on the phone. You got to make time, intentional time, to have just like a little one-on-one with each other.
Amen.
Like, it has to be.
Amen.
Intentionality.
It has to be. Whatever you don't
That's
feed.
big.
Oh, yes.
It's just thinking of yourself less.
Yeah.
Because humble people don't call themselves humble.
No.
It's just like the
No.
biggest red flag ever. Like, okay, you're not a humble dude.
You're the most
You're not a
arrogant
humble
person.
dude. You're
Yeah.
very
The
arrogant.
most arrogant
I'm
person
humble.
ever.
You're humble
I am
servant.
humble.
No,
No.
you're not.
in this room.
No. So you're not humble. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, thinking of yourself less. I think pastors had a message that talked about waiting while you wait. Like,
Yes.
you know how your server waits on you
Yeah.
while
Yes.
you are
That's
in the
active.
waiting process of, you know, what
Eating.
God has promised for you. So it's intentional, even in your marriage, even in
yes.
your wait with God, even in your relationships with family and others. It's just a posture of intentionality, and that's how you get the freedom. That's how you become, right?
I was just going to say that is exactly how you become. Understanding that and knowing. We already know when we change, there's going to be a time period of adjusting.
Yeah.
Like with our cars. When we get our front wheel aligned, it's going to take us a minute to not drift because we've been so used to drifting to the left.
Yeah, you driving so hard.
Right. And so now it's, okay, I got to remember, I'm straight now.
Right.
Yeah.
You straight? Are you straight?
Straight.
Are you straight? Are you straight?
Shout out to Pastor Bailey.
Pastor
Yeah.
She had a message titled "Are You
Are
Straight?"
you straight?
Yes.
And it was just like, oh my God.
You
First
gotta
of
go back
all,
and watch it.
please go back and watch it.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't even explain it to you, but you know how we say it. Like, are you straight? Like, are you good? Because I know you are. I know God has made you
Right.
to be straight.
Woo,
I know
yeah.
God has made you to be whole.
Created you.
But I need to ask you so you can be
Are
aware
you
yourself.
straight?
Like, are you straight?
Right.
You gotta
Some awareness.
communicate. I can't read minds. I can't just assume
Right.
that you're not straight.
Mhm.
So are you straight?
Yeah, man.
I'm straight.
Dom with the bomb.
Down with the bomb.
That's your
That
new
should
name.
have been his name. That should have been your
I like
gamer
that
name.
one.
Down with the bomb.
Yes,
Bro,
sir.
yeah, you should do like a whole
Man.
series like on social
You know
media or
what?
something like
I
Down
would,
with the
I
bomb.
would have to. I would have to.
That should be good.
Because I found out recently, I started playing games on TikTok, and I've ran into
Woo.
like 2,000 young people. I have to change when I talk to them. A lot of them, their parents are not involved. And so, so there's a trend on TikTok for all that don't know. When people really care about you, they'll take your picture and
Make
create
it their
like
profile.
fan page.
Yeah.
Initially, to me, I'm like, this is weird. I wouldn't, I wouldn't do that.
Right.
But then when you think about how intently they're listening,
Yeah.
they're reacting and responding to you, I was like, all right, so yeah, we gonna have to, we gotta make some adjustments.
Somebody's watching you.
Right, and you don't know how
watching.
far, 200 young people under the age of 18 are like, oh man, I want to hang with you. You seem so nice. I wish my parents did this with me. And I'm like, okay. Even though, I didn't get that, I'm like,
Right.
well, you don't know, I want that now.
You created the culture.
And I'm like, okay, cool. All right, we can hang for a minute. We can hang, we can talk. And so my posture has to be, okay, show them the care and attention you wanted at their age, and pray that as they get older, they go pass it along.
Yeah.
That they're gonna, inflict, change where they are. I had a young lady, she was in Ukraine.
Wow.
I ended the stream. I was crying.
Wow.
She said, hi, I would love to play with you, but, my parents are all fighting for our country. And I can't play the game because we have no service. All I can do is watch.
Wow.
And so the reality of this child is 10. I got a 6-year-old, and I'm like, I don't have to go out here and fight no war. I prayed for her. I'm not big on crying in front of folks, so I was like, thank you for coming in. She loved,
Thanks for watching.
yeah, I'm gonna go to the bathroom and let off this waterworks, but it let me know, we never know who's watching and in what situation they are in.
Yeah.
This child is in war. There's been no war fought on American soil.
Right now.
I can imagine you got bombs dropping around you, and the only thing that's giving you some hope is this black man on the other side of the world playing this game that you want to play.
Wow.
And I'm like, yeah, we got to keep in mind how we present ourselves. You know, many of us, some of our problems we have, we created. And we can easily make an adjustment and them problems will go away.
Yeah, I think that what you've provided for the lady from Ukraine,
Right.
what you provided for her is a safe space, is an environment, and there's a freedom there. I'm talking about freedom. You know, and there's a freedom there. There's a permission, you know, one of the definitions, the permission, the right to, the coerciveness, the liberty.
Yeah.
And even digitally,
Come on.
you know, you're creating an environment for people to be okay.
Right.
You know, like I can only imagine her just enjoying the stream to the max of her ability with what she has and being thankful and being grateful. And had you been out of position, have you been out of posture, had your posture been jacked up, had you came on the game and you just want to stream that night and just because you got a stream, had you did that, she probably wouldn't have had the same effect. She probably would have got off, you know, had you not read her comments.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a difference. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's that. Build safety in community. So it's not, well, we're getting ahead of ourselves. It's not the building, it's the people, right? That can create that sense of safety for people, to be able to, you know, worship together and, you know, fellowship together.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a freedom. I think overall, it's the ability to be yourself.
Right.
Because I'm pretty sure there's been times where you're like, you know, I'm not finna stream today. Does it matter?
Right.
Do I affect people? Do people watch? Do I have an influence? And for somebody all the way from Ukraine to be like, this is giving me peace in time of storm. It's like
in literal war.
In literal war. Is like, if that's not confirmation, I don't know what is. That, you know, what we do matters, right?
Right.
We can invest in ourselves and we can believe in ourselves, and things will work out for us in the future.
Yeah.
And so I think that freedom, honestly, is just something to just remind ourselves about, that it creates environments in different cultures that we hadn't grown up with, but that we can provide.
There it is.
That we can provide. Thanks for listening. Are you looking for a fun and engaging podcast to listen to? Look no further than That's What He Said podcast. Join our Facebook group to get in on the action as we discuss the latest messages from Hand of God Ministries and talk about all things related to the show. We love hearing from our fans, so be sure to share your thoughts, feelings with us, and help get some great conversations going. Do you want to get more involved? Follow your favorite hosts on social media and learn how to sponsor our next event by emailing hogumpodcast@gmail.com. And if you're feeling really generous, consider donating to our podcast equipment fund. Every little bit helps to continue to provide us with the best listening experience for you. Just click on our links that we have below, and we'll see you Sundays at noon, 3408 on Miller Road.